Lotto Gang, and today I just have another biggity banger to get back to you guys, because you guys know we love the bangers back to back as fast as we can. So let's get into the video. Okay. So last video we left off at, he was sick, he asked me to come help him, and of course, just to run down again to just give you guys a flashback, this is about a guy that I was helping out and working towards healing, working in my purpose and making him a better person, and hoping and developing growth within his ascension so that way he could follow his purpose. Along in that time frame, he just showed his true colors. And this is the story of us both showing our true colors, because in the end, that's your minds as well. So, we're gonna continue off on the, he wanted me to move in with him. After you guys, he was sick and he finally gets well. He's like, I don't want to be by myself. I don't want to be alone. I hate being alone. I love when you're here. Your presence, your energy, everything about you just makes me feel elated, etc., in his own terms. So will you please? You don't even have to do anything more than what you're already doing. Will you move in with me? And I'm like, I just met you last night. No, I don't want to move in with you. Okay, so I left more edges out than I did right here. Can make sense. I don't want to move in with you. And I made up a whole excuse like I feel comfortable in my room. I have hella stuff in my room, etc. My room is paid up. He was like, well, you could just see if you like staying around me for the next couple of days and blah 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 da da da. I just really enjoy your company and I don't want to be by myself. And I got that. But when he put emphasis on you don't have to do anything more than what you're already doing. Like, you don't have to pay bills, you can save your money, you can stack this, that, and the third. He said that. It made me realize, like, oh, I know what I'm getting myself into. Very well aware. I ended up staying with him that week because my room was paid off and I wanted to stay in my room. Amongst the time that I was staying with him, one of the days that I was trying to go to sleep and I was trying to get him into the room, I was trying to get him up into the room so he could lay on the bed. Baby, tell me why this mo woke up out his sleep and punched me. And I'm pretty sure he was well aware that he punched me because he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, baby. This, that. We're not dating. Yes, he called me baby. He was like, I'm so sorry, my baby. This, that, and the third. I apologize. I didn't mean to hit you. It was that for me that made me know that he knew he hit me. But the next day, he woke up and I tried to refresh his memory and he was like, I hit you? Like he was trying to forget what he did. I don't know if that's the Leo or the Virgo in him. I think it's the Leo because my grandma used to beat my tail and then wake up and be like, hey, grandbaby, I love you so much. And it took me to realize realize where that was coming from. So I overlooked the fact that he hit me because he was asleep, etc., etc. I move on, I move forward, da da da. Not to mention, there's already holes in his walls. He's in. Around the time that I've been around him, I have had to actually calm him down from throwing his computer, slammed his computer, hit his computer, slammed and broke his, cracked his phone screen, and etc. All these are signs of me showing me that I don't need to be around this individual. I'm literally telling the universe at the same time to remove me. And you guys know what I'm talking about. You know when you literally just, you want to stay around somebody because you know you can help them. You feel in your heart you can help them. But at the same time, your soul is speaking, baby, no. I love you more than what this situation is going to consist of. And because I love you more, I want to make sure we don't go through this. So my soul was literally pleading the spirits, the universe, the Holy Spirit, every one of the Orishas, deities and gods, remove me from this individual. Baby, they said we going to remove you, but at first you got some things you guys to do. A lot of stuff just happened after moving out that man's apartment. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm acknowledging a lot of things. My body is just detoxing and scabbing and getting rid of, peeling up. Anyways, back to the story. So, next day we wake up. I tell him da 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 da. Day goes about da 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 da. Regular. Now, don't get me wrong, it was sometimes where I would literally just be sitting in conversation around him and be like, dang, I really don't want to be around you. Like, your energy just, you give me the Lady Boner, gone. Baby, between the way he talked about other individuals, situations, and etc., it just was just like, oh, that's your perspective. You're so close-minded, and that's really just, that sucks. You have a lot of life to live and experience before you can actually get to my level, and I'm younger than you. He went from, oh, you're the most interestingest person ever, this, that, and the third, blase blah, to like not really communicating with me, not really talking to me, etc. I would have to talk to his friend. His friend's name was Mark at the time, who he cut off, and who Mark cut him off as well. And we're gonna get to that. Like I said, it may have to be a part 3 because, baby, we're gonna cut this about 20 minutes. Because I need storage. And so, me acknowledging who he is in his life, in his walk currently, it made me realize, like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. I see myself, the old past person that I used to be, that was the dead version of me, before I rebirthed into my highest self. And a lot of that was so eye-opening for me, and I realized I really did have to undergo that situation and that journey because of that specific like those specific moments. I needed to be able to actually be like, dang. So this felt when they were trying to talk to me. I had to be humbled. Like, baby, I had to be humbled. Because that humbled the mess out of me. That made me, every time I get in a situation, just want to sit down and listen. Every time anything happened that I felt like it was necessity, and that if I go back or fast forward into my life and I'm going to look back on this time and if I ain't listening, yeah, I'm doing things differently because of him. And I've grown so much in just my learning aspect because of him. Because I realized how close-minded he was and how close-minded I used to be. How set and logical and skeptic in my ways I used to be. To the point where it was just like, oh, I'm not just here to help you. You're also helping me become a better version of my highest self. I'm already at a version of my highest self. But now you're helping elevate me to an actual better degree and take my mind so I can actually see from the outside looking in. It's cringe. It was really cringe. It literally, sometimes I felt like spiders was crawling up my skin being around this individual. I'm not just talking about because of the roaches. Okay, so I end up staying with him for that week, on and off, going back to my hotel room, cooking for him, coming back when he got off of work, etc., etc. He'd come pick me up, blah, 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 when he was done. And after I moved in with him, I had said, you know what, I decided I'm going to move in with you. Not because I feel like I need the help, but just genuinely because I want to get into a more stable thought process in my life. And me cleaning up a whole apartment versus me cleaning up one little bitty hotel room is going to help me get to that point. So I wanted the routine of actually getting back into opening my heart to doing for others. I wanted the routine of cooking, cleaning, getting up, and fixing breakfast, fixing lunch, and this, that, and the third. Like, it wasn't a day at the beginning that his cup ran dry. And I don't think it was a day that I missed for him to pack lunch for him to go to work with either. So I'm cooking, cleaning, doing all that, and then he's like, oh, I have bills, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 is happening, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I need you to help me with something. Not even a week after I came into the house. Maybe less than a week or two. But I'm like, okay, cool. Because, you know, I'm staying here. I have no problem with helping you with certain things because I don't have to pay for my hotel room. So if I need to help you pay for X, Y, and Z, that's okay. But I'm not going to give you more money than what my hotel room consisted of, being that my name is not on this lease. So that means you can take my money for this week. You can take $1,000 for this week. And then next week you can do X, Y, and Z. And I'll be out of $1,000 and a roof over my head. I'm not stupid. This is chess, not checkers. So I'm helping him out, putting gas in his car, helping make sure he got weed to smoke, food to eat. Everything is taken care of. I'll leave one day to go out. When he's at work, I'll leave one day to go out with his friend because I didn't want to stay in the house, his house, because it felt weird. It was something about staying in his house alone that made me feel really, really eerie. and I just did not like it. I did not want to go to sleep around and by myself. I did not want to be in a house by myself, period. And I had went out with Mar. I was like texting Mar like, hey yo, this and the third, da da da. He comes get me, we go and we ride out. So as we're riding out, time is ticking, time is flying, and I'm already like, you know, I need to probably get home before, I'll probably get back to whatchamacallit's place before he gets there, so that way I don't have any issues, because I got the key. Why does somebody only have one house key? I don't know. Why does he, as soon as I move in, decide to leave responsibility of the key up to me? I don't know. Me personally, I'm sorry. I don't care how cool I am with you. If I don't have another key to my place, you're going to have to wait till I get there. Either way. So, I finally get there. We pull up. We're late because, I don't know what happened. We was about to pull off, and then something was happening with Mars' tablet or phone to the point where we couldn't pull off. So that's what held us up. And when we finally get back to the apartment, he's like, has a whole attitude. And I'm texting him before. I'm like, hey, are you on the way to the house? This, that, and the third. Let me know when you get there. Da, da, da. I'm not currently at the house right now. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm literally asking him, hey, how far are you from the house? When are you gonna be home? When do you get off? This, that, and the third, just so we can avoid all these issues. I get there, and he has an attitude. I'm like, okay, you rushing me to get here so that way I can unlock the door for you and etc. But you're in the car rolling up a blunt to smoke, sitting chilling. So I go in front of the window. I'm like, hey, I got the key. Like, you couldn't? He don't say nothing. He don't even roll the window down for me. So I'm like, okay, bet. You did all this just to get me here so you can act like this. Now you got an attitude. I just can't, I can't talk to you. I'm trying to make sure you're okay mentally so I can be around you, because I'm an empath. And you're not even able to communicate with me because you're so stuck in the fact that you wanted to be in the house smoking instead of being in a car because you can't get into the house. I get your problem. I do. I understand that you're upset that you're not able to get into your house after you got off of work, after you have drove home, and I'm not here. I get that. I also told you before you leave, I'm sure you don't want to leave the key with me. I would feel better if you take the key than leaving it with me. I don't feel comfortable having your key. I told you that before you left. So now that you have this issue, after the fact that I told you and you still decided to give me the key, it's your fault. And I'm not going to sit over here and baby you or entertain that energy just because you're used to people doing such. So either you can get your black in the house, or you can stay in the car and smoke, and I can just go back out. I don't gotta stay here. I don't belong to you. We're friends. So I go unlock the door. I come back downstairs. The doors are locked. To the car. And we're looking for the paper because he's rolled up in the car. Remind you guys, he was rolling up in the car. So after everything that happened, all the whole little discombobble, this, that, and the third, he was mad, frustrated, and etc. We got into a little dispute, argument, disagreement, whatever you want to call it. We finally get to the house. We about to smoke. We about to roll up. We can't. that we need to get to make anything shake is in the car. Wanna know why? Because he was so mad, so frustrated, so in his feelings, to the point where he couldn't actually think and gather before he started moving, that he locked his keys in the door of his car. So not only are you frustrated because you can't get in the house, and now you're in the house, but now you can't drive yourself back to work, my good guy. And you caused that. Because why? You don't want to listen. You want to be stubborn. You want to be headstrong and emotional. And I get that. That's the reason why I didn't want to come into your place in the beginning. Because I already was aware how controlling you actually already were. So I didn't want to introduce myself to that energy, knowing that I'm still in a process where I can be reactive. And I reacted. And baby, did I react? Baby, he tried to come up the stairs talking and so the neighbors could hear. Oh, I shut that shit up real quick. I said, oh, you might want to get inside the house before you tell everybody outside our business, because this stays between me and you. Last time I checked, we the ones that have the issue, not the whole neighborhood. So get in the house before you want to start talking. People just don't be understanding the energy of the divine feminine just don't play. Baby, when I tell y'all straighten up, had him apologizing to me because he knew he was wrong. Even though I apologized too because I knew I was wrong in a way. Even though I had already told him what it was and what it wasn't. I had him apologizing for yelling at me, for talking to me that way, this, that, and the third, for getting even mad at the fact that he gave me the key. Baby, I packed up my stuff, told him, hey, listen, I'm ready to go. Mark, can you drop me back off of my room? I would get another room. Because I don't have to stay here in this energy where you're just going to want to go back and forth like we're some siblings or some old married couple that's miserable and unhappy because we've been married for the rest of our lives. No, that's not what's going to happen. Friends don't argue. Friends have disagreements, but friends don't argue. I'm sorry, I'm not about to sit up here and argue with a friend and still be friends with them the next day. No, baby. That's weird energy. I remember what you said. You remember what I said. None of that is disappearing. None of that goes out the window. It's not a grain of salt, baby. I'm sorry. It doesn't go in one ear, out the other. I hear everything. And from that moment on, I kept and retained everything to the point where I literally just felt disgusted looking at him. Like, you guys just don't get, like, you can really love somebody so hard to the point where they repel you. Literally. And that's what happened. I had so much love for this individual as a friend to the point where I repelled him from me wanting to be his friend anymore. Because I wanted to love him and give him that love that I felt like he deserved. But I wanted to love him so much to the point where he felt like the love he was receiving was a reward for his behavior. we don't reward bad behavior over here. Baby, I end up getting into a car accident. And he didn't care. He cared more about the car than he cared about me. And I was injured, I was hurt. It was the first time I ever had been in a car accident. And I just remember feeling so, I wasn't even scared about me being alive. I remember feeling so terrible about the car and how he was going to react, to the point where I didn't even care about myself. Baby, I got into a car crash, a car accident, and he don't even care about me. That was the sign that I just needed to remove myself. Not just physically, but I also had to remove my heart from the situation, my mind from the situation, and my emotions alone from the situation. You guys, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe for part 3. Because I'm also going to drop another video underneath this one. It's going to be a different one. And it's not going to be in the title of The Girl That Got Away. It's going to be Sunshine Gelato's Life Story. Yeah. That's all. I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in, joining, listening, and relating, because I know that resonates. Even though it's the next little 20 seconds, I ain't even get all the way down. It might be 6 parts to this story. Who knows? We was only together around for each other for like 2 months. 3 months at the most. 2 at the most. So with that basically being said, it's a lot to this story, and we just in the first month. I love you guys. My parents, my spirits, my universe loves you guys as well. So without further ado, I'll see you guys tomorrow.